Morning YouTube. So with today's video, I'm going to give you five tremendous, great, I am not exaggerating because this list is just so damn unique. 5 great designer fragrances for the spring of 2022. I would say 4, maybe 3, but 3 for sure just don't get any mention. I try to give you guys something as creative as possible, and I'm hoping that I did with this list because first one never gets any mention. Bentley Wild Vetiver. This is not my bottle, this is actually Rush's bottle. I actually went to see him earlier today, but this one here has loads of verbena, bergamot, birch, but also vetiver. I think that there's maybe a little bit of like maybe caraway or some pepper, but what this is just a very bright, effervescent verbena with some bergamot, a little bit of birch, but more so vetiver. This fragrance does get a lot of comparisons, or I should say smells a lot like Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver. EDT, Eau de Toilette. This one, however, is maybe not as well blended as the Tom Ford. Tom Ford just got some phenomenal fragrances, but this stuff is really good. So if you like Tom Ford Grey Vetiver, chances are you're gonna like this one as well. If you were to put the two side by side to the untrained nose, they're probably not gonna be able to tell the difference. The versatility, just like the Tom Ford, is exactly like this. This has a little bit more of a mature touch because of that vetiver. So I'm thinking someone who's 30 and up would appreciate this one a little bit more than someone who's in their, let's say, a university student. However, if you are a university student and you like vetiver-based fragrances, then you might like this one. Longevity off this one here is gonna be 7 to 8 hours. Fragrance number 2, this one just doesn't get any mention, and it's one of the lesser known fragrances from John Varvatos. John Varvatos XX Artisan. Now this came out, I believe, in 2020. It has a nice black Szechuan pepper, very bright bitter orange. So the bitter orange is very prominent, a lot more than the Szechuan pepper, but there's musk, there's vetiver for sure, and there's a little bit of wormwood to this one here to add a little bit more of an herbal green touch to it. More herbal than anything, or a little bit more medicinal. But this is a man's man scent, very much like this one here. So it does come across as a little bit more mature. So again, someone who is 30 and up would appreciate this one a lot more than a younger person. But this is just a great office fragrance. I think it would do better in the spring than the summertime, but some people say it's more of a summer fragrance. The vetiver in this is like a grassy, clean vetiver. It's actually quite nice. When I got this one, I really wasn't feeling it all that much, but as I wear it a little bit more, I do appreciate it a lot more. Again, so this is great for the office. It's just great everyday casual, just an everyday fragrance. Longevity off this one here is gonna be 7 to 8 hours as well. Fragrance number 3, this one here is gonna be a lot more mainstream, and this has made a number of lists, including my own, but Prada L'Homme. So again, this one here is definitely a lot more mainstream, very popular for good reason. It's an easy to wear, mass appealing fragrance, and for an Irish-based scent, I love it. This one has violet, a very clean, soapy iris, so it's very clean, soapy, fresh. There's neroli to add a little bit more freshness, some cedar and sandalwood as well, and maybe a little bit of musk. Overall, this is just a gentleman's fragrance. Perfect for the office. I think that a university student can rock this no problem. The only problem with this one here is that it's not exactly the most masculine fragrance. So if you're one of those guys who likes to be well groomed, well manicured, well dressed, who's kind of like the metrosexual, that term is kind of played out, I know. But if you're like those types of guys, then this is your kind of fragrance. This is just perfect all around. You could dress it casually all the way to a suit and tie, but it's more of a daytime scent. Longevity off this one here is going to be 6 to 8 hours. Fragrance number 4 might be a little bit more mainstream, but it just doesn't get a lot of mention. But the brand itself is very popular. Bvlgari Man Wood Essence. This has very bright, zesty lemon zest, a balsamic resinous benzoin. Then it's got earthy tones of vetiver, cypress, and cedar. So just a very woody, zesty, and a little bit balsamic-y scent. I think that someone who's a little bit more mature might appreciate this one a little bit more, again, than someone who's a university student. This list, for the most part, except for this one here, I would say that this is more so for the older guys. So 30 and up. 30 is not all that old, but You know what I mean. This stuff here is great for the office. It's a great casual scent, it's a great suit and tie scent, but for the office, it's not really a semi-formal fragrance in my opinion. But if you wear other Bvlgari fragrances that might be a little bit more classy, let's say Bvlgari put on Suave, Bvlgari Man, which is not exactly classy, but it smells a little bit more refined than this one here, then this is a great weekend fragrance. Plain and simple. Longevity off this one here is going to be 7 to 8 hours. And fragrance number 5, this one here was a recent pickup, and I actually am starting to get into the brand. This wasn't my introductory into the brand, but this brand puts out some pretty solid scents for an affordable price. Mercedes-Benz Man Grey. I have stated this when I made the review that this smells like a dad, like what a dad should smell like. I don't know. This just smells like what a father would wear. So this fragrance is a little bit resinous, a little bit balsamic with olibanum. It's got ambroxan, pink pepper, musk, and amberwood. So you're definitely going to get the amberwood. So it is ambery and woody. It does dry down to like a nice musky base. You're going to get some amberwood, some ambroxan, and definitely some of that warm spices of pink pepper. Overall, this is what a dad, in my opinion, smells like. And I'm not even a father, alright? I'm old enough to be a father, but I just don't have any kids of my own. But this is just a great signature, versatile fragrance for the everyday man who doesn't want a lot of fragrances in their collection. It's fall, it's winter, but it's also an early spring scent. When it's like May and it starts to get a little bit warm, this is going to be a little bit too heavy for you guys out there, alright? But again, dressing it down to dressing it up, great for the office. It's a great signature scent. Once again, longevity off this one here is going to be 7 to 9 hours. That's it, guys. I just gave you 5 great designer fragrances for the spring of 2022. Hopefully this list was definitely a lot more unique than some of the other videos out there. Again, I try to be a little bit more different and not so predictable. That's not a jab at some people, which some people might take it, but it is what it is. I'm an old fart who's just jaded and just don't care. If you like this very video, please make sure to give me one of these, as I really would appreciate it. I thank you for your time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everyone.